Hi and welcome to Let's Talk. The guest for the day holds the position of being Senior Vice President at HAVELL'S India Limited, a $1 billion plus power and electrical manufacturing company. The guest has also written a book which is not only inspiring to the businessmen but also to anybody in general, titled Ask Why, Think Why Not. So let us welcome Mr. JOTISH KUMAR, the Senior Vice President Marketing at HAVELL'S India Limited. Hi and welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you.
HAVELL'S is one of the leading electrical brands across the globe. So could you tell us about the journey that you took over till this point?
HAVELL'S as a brand or this group has started way back in 1958. So we had a long journey of more than 50 years or 5 decades. But the real spontaneous exponential growth started after starting of this millennium.
Okay.
I also joined this group in the beginning of 2000, that is 2001. And if you look at the last 10 to 11 years, we have been going through a very successful, very challenging journey as far as this brand or company is concerned. Yeah. In 2001 onwards, the turnover, when we were talking about figures, the turnover of HAVELL'S was close to 200 crores in 2001. At those days, we have more than a dozen companies in India itself, way ahead, doing 500, 600,000 crores. Yeah. When you look today at HAVELL'S, last year we closed somewhere close to 6,500 crores, and we are looking at this fiscal 2012-13 to reach a figure of 10,000 crores. Yeah. And it is very, very happy and proud to say that we don't see any company today, electrical industry, ahead of us in India.
Yes.
We have also done some balancing in this. Balancing in the sense, 2007, we took over the 4th largest lighting company in the world, Sylvania, paying 1,400 crores. Those days, we were only a turnover of 1,600 crores. It was one of the top 10 takeovers in the electrical, not only electrical, in the Indian history. So what it helped us is that balancing between Indian and international markets. Today when we are projecting 10,000 crores, contribution levels 6,000 is given from Indian market, 4,000 comes from international market. Then we stepped over into the world market. We realized that fundamentals of marketing, the strategies, things like that remain same. It's maybe a cultural difference, a language difference, or maybe the statutory requirements which differs. But if you are very committed, if you are innovative, you can manage people, things are the same thing. It happens across the globe.
What are the challenges you faced when you were expanding across the globe?
When we were doing a turnover of 1,600 crores, exports were hardly any 50-60 crores. Yeah. So that's where we wanted to look at a big organization in the world. That's how the takeover of Sylvania came. 2007, when we bought this company at 1,400 crores, you know that by the end of 2007, US market crashed. Yeah. July 2008, Europe crashed. It was a huge recession. Pink slips were given. There's a lot of problems. Yeah. See, when problems were coming up like tsunami and oceans, we were also getting, more and more challenging situations came. But then we have realized we need not leave our basic fundas as far as our strength are concerned. We worked on that and we are still working on that. That is how we could turn around a company like Sylvania. Still, we were, as a brand, we are able to look at world market with a very positive. See, when things were, when it was mentioned that when things are going bad, they say, don't worry, it will worsen. Yeah. So in that context, we have gone through all that. Today, that element of strength is giving us to look at the world market in a much positive. So that shows that Indian organizations, Indian companies, the human resource what we have is very, very powerful for driving international markets also.
How much innovation had played a part in this growth?
Innovation people misunderstand in a longer perspective. I'll tell you, people say when you came with Facebook, you talk about Microsoft. These are all innovations which have happened in this world, which are huge shift. We need not follow such things. These are huge shift which happens over a period with specific products, specific technology, with specific companies. This does not happen on a daily life. So if we follow those things, we will land up in things which is not reachable. But innovation, if you look at it in a simpler form, innovation should be as a culture, as a practice. So you have to be innovative in everything what you do on a daily course. That's what we believe. Small changes, small innovations can give you a large shift to the organization. You, me, everyone can be innovative in our own ways. If you ask a person, if you ask me, or whether it is a sales manager or a production manager, whatever, whoever it is, till yesterday, whatever you have been doing, if you continue to do the same thing, you will get the same results. But people continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. So that's the problem. So we need to get into the mind and say that innovation is not outside. It's not that you need a scientific lab and search and R&D and all that, which is a part of business.
New ideas that HAVELL'S come up with, the kind of products that you come up with, which is really useful across the globe. How does it occur?
In the last 10 years, we launched a lot of more than 6-7 divisions. I can give you an example of a product which will give you an element of idea how innovation works in products. See, in the fan industry, in fan industry there are more than 8 to 9 national brands. You name any, when you are buying a fan, you have a large choice, 9 national brands. And more than last 25 years, not a single new brand has come into this market. All these 9 brands are more than 20-25 years old, number one. Number two, nobody has come into this market because there is already excess production. Already there is enough brands and still they are not making much profit. They are finding it very difficult. In such a market, if someone have to come, everybody will tell you what, it is very difficult, it is a wrong decision and all that. Exactly 6 years before we came into this fan industry. When we came with a very clear strategy about how we want to go about this market. People were saying that HAVELL'S have gone mad or what, there's already 89 brands which is not performing and this profitability is less and all that. There is a collective thinking, like you require a manpower. We look at business as individual things and all that. A small element is fan industry. If you see, 35% of business is coming from economic segment. A lot of companies make this cheaper fans. They say that economy, but what they do is they get the fan from Hyderabad and stamp it and give it. All national brands. So what we said is, why go with the lot? Go on the other side. We said instead of making it economy, we will make it energy efficient. So electricity is very expensive. So we did not step into that market saying that economy, we wanted to stay out, and we came out of the concept called as energy efficient fans, which is expensive than even normal fans. But there was a very high reception from the market saying that the money which you pay, you get it back within 4 months' time. And imagine all the rest of your life, you get a profit out of this. So this is called basic innovation, which is addressed to the customer value for money. So which is called as ES50. Today, even others have started following us, but then customer and go and ask, give me ES50. They don't say energy efficient because we were the first to deliver. There are a lot of examples. You know that Xerox is not a English word, it's basically a brand instead of photostat. This is similarly, we could give this innovation a drive. This is applicable to each product line. We don't make ordinary wires. We call it as, we call it fire resistant wires, because 85% of fire comes from short circuit. Every product, we don't make normal tube lights, we make energy efficient tube lights. You talk about CFL, we don't make normal CFL, we make green CFL, which is a question of mercury conductance. So innovation is not that we find out something which was never available in the world, but we make innovation as a part of a strategy which gives customer a value for money. That's how it works.
When we do innovations or when we come up with a new product, who does come to your, what does come to your mind first, a common man or the luxury part?
Sales is a process which helps the customer to achieve his objective. If you apply this principle everywhere, your real estate, you talk about gold, you talk about everything, you apply this principle, your sales automatically happens. If you talk about innovation, when I am building a house, I buy a wire to build a beautiful house. What people normally do is, I go and say, sir, my wire is like this, buy this, it is better than common. He is not bothered. Whereas if you could realize that, does my wire helps him to get his house built? So that is where this product innovation will be always thinking.
Yeah.
When we say about what type of wire will make his house best, what type of fans would give his house best. So we always go this policy of saying that our objective is what? For the customer to reach his objective. That defines our process of research.
You have written a real great inspiring book that...
Hope so.
Yes, of course it is. Ask why, think why not. So could you tell us something about that?
I would ask sometimes the reverse question that let's change our seat, saying that could you find out why this name, does it make any sense?
I assume yes, to an extent. When we say ask why, probably it is like why I should be doing this or why. Everywhere if we ask questions, probably we will find solution within ourselves. And when you face a challenge, you think why not? Why shouldn't I take the risk? Just do it, let's go for it.
You are largely correct. I would only refine that. So ask why means whatever is happening today, that should be known to you. Think why not is that you should be ahead of that.
Yes.
You should be capable of doing something different, both whether it is a question of qualitative and quantitative levels on this. It's a simple example is when you drive a car, your rear view mirror would always give you an experience of past, that what is going around, but your windshield will tell you how you should go about this. So every part of everything in your life, you see, there is one thing which you know what is happening today, and you should be able to say, I should be able to do something different. Think why not? Yes. Why not do something different which is capable? But then this book, if you look at it, is around 44 modules, small chapters. Yes. I would say it is like snacks. When you have a cup of tea, sometimes you would like to have vada, sometimes biscuits, sometimes cutlet and all that. Each chapter is independent. So you can pick up my book and read maybe 32nd chapter, 31st and all that. The small modules which we have seen, which we have learned very long back. 90% of our life is built on what we studied before 4th standard, if you really ask me. But we forget that 90% because we move on to the further classes. Like I say that to be honest. Okay, some people say that before they speak, to be honest, what does it mean? Till then you were dishonest on this one. Second thing is that say I'm partially honest. You cannot be, either you have to be honest or be dishonest. So you cannot change the basic fundas of life, the values of life and all that. So it's just refreshing your mind. There is absolutely nothing new. It is all there in what is in your mind. It is like cleaning an old plate or a paper or telling you that a mirror and look at yourself, that it is something refreshing, rejuvenating. Actually, initially I gave the title of book as the massage for your mind. So then I thought the people should not misunderstand this massage and all, which is a very dangerous word. Sure. So I shifted to a different title. That's how it comes. See, training is something which we all require. It's like sharpening your skills, how best you can get productivity. Only thing is, we keep on questioning. Like if you look at my titles in my book, like it says that if you are in Rome, don't do like Rome. You can say that, look, this organization is not taking care of me, I can walk out. 1 month notice either way. So there is nothing called as slaves.